And what a fun, amazing time this is. The stories, the beautiful stories that are in this book. This is the sixth in this series for the Game Changer, and we're welcoming Lee Atherton and Petra Contrada for this set of interviews. We will be interviewing all throughout the day. Excited because there's such value in storytelling, and we wanted to have a conversation with both of you on why you chose what the name of your chapter is, why you chose to be in this book, and how it impacted you. Truly, kind of just a nice conversation about just what it is that you bring to the world. So, Lee, what's the name of your chapter?
You know what? I just had to pull that up. I went through so many. Let's see.
So many variations, huh?
Mighty Midget and
I just went to think
Stars.
about it.
I have to laugh about that because it's so funny because it's like, yeah, what did I name that thing? Because you go through all these. Which one? So, what is the story behind that? You have a quote in your chapter, and it is only when there is chaos within that you give birth to a shining star.
Yeah.
So you use that as the opener for your chapter. Let's have a little bit of the story behind it.
Uh, so I was in seminary and took a course. It was a pretty intensive summer course. And I was in a challenged place at the time. I was going through a divorce. I was still feeling the effects or the repercussions of the abuse that I had recently brought back to mind and been working on. And it just was an overwhelming day. And I was ready to walk away from it all, away from seminary and my dream of being an ordained clergy person. And I went to my counseling appointment that night. And I was talking to Dave, was his name, tears pouring down my face. And he said, "Can I just share a quote with you?" And he shared that quote with me. And I immediately just felt wrapped in a sense of peace. Not that everything was fixed, but that somehow out of all this would come okayness.
It
And
would
I
come
carried
this
that
mighty
with
star.
me. Yes.
Yeah.
And amazingly, stars kept showing up in the most random, ridiculous places all the rest of that week of the course where they shouldn't have been.
Wow, how beautiful. And Petra, the name of your chapter is
Expect the unexpected and step into your power.
that's beautiful. And your quote is from Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
Just like moons and suns, with certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I'll rise. So,
Yes.
why did you choose that quote?
Never, never, never give up.
Hmm.
This story shows that I expressed this story because it was a point in my life where like everything was falling apart, um, and I learned again and again and again to never give up, especially not before the final hour. Do you want me to talk a little bit about the story? What is in it?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
yes. And then we'll go
So
back and forth.
I mean, I had some quite interesting, challenging times in my life. And I chose this story now because we are living in a very uncertain and unpredictable time.
We are.
And we are all going through experiences where, tomorrow our life can shift, boom. And the story is about a time in my life. It goes a little bit back before I came to the United States. I'm a native German, and at that time, I was in the corporate world. And I had a new job, international trainer for a big cosmetic company here in Germany. And I was so excited because it was a really step up and step out. I already worked before as international trainer for another German company, and I had set up their international training department. And here I started, and I really put my heart and my soul in it. And I had like 3 months in my journey with them. I had a big international trainer meeting with trainers from all around the world in a top-notch hotel in the town where the company was located. And the first day of my course, my training, it was a Monday. I will never forget. The first call I got was, "Your boss was just fired." This was the VP International Training, and I didn't know what happened, what's going on. And then during the day, all these calls were coming in and say, "They are firing everybody. They are moving the headquarters, in the international headquarters, to New York." Nobody told me. So they let me do the course till the end of Friday. And then I got a call after I just, said bye-bye to all my people that came from all over the world, and called me to come to the to human resources. And I was then brought to the general manager, and he said, "I'm very sorry, but we'll have to let you go." So after all that work and all this tension and this excitement what I had starting that and doing that, I was like a hot sausage. I fell apart. And I still remember me sitting in the car after this conversation and saying, crying and say, like, I was so exhausted. So and then I went home, and after the weekend I pulled myself together and said, "I will show them. I will show them. I will show them." And what I did, I had prepared so much material, information and training material, and had such a great training put together. So I sent stacks of books to all the general managers and all the marketing people all over the world. And then the final I wanted to send to the US, to the head of marketing in the US. And I went to my ex-boss's office to have the secretary send it over to him. And she was not there. And I just wanted to put it on her desk. And I hear a voice behind me, "Petra, how are you?" And this was exactly the guy. And I turned around and said, "David, oh, so wonderful to see you." And he said, "What are you doing? How are you?" Said, "Can I do anything for you, Petra?" I said, "Yes, help me find a new job." And then, make a long story short, an hour later, he had my resume on the table, and the next day he flew with the president of the company to in a plane together, and he told him about me. And a week later, I got a call from human resources to come in. And at first I didn't know what to expect, because I was in the office doing copies for my resumes and everything.
Right.
And I thought, oh, now they're going to throw me out because you're not allowed to do these copies. And I was bold. So I went there and come in there, and the head of human resources said to me, at that time I was not married. He said, "Mrs. Scholl, I don't know if this is something what you take in consideration, but we would like to offer you a job in New York." And I said, at first I said, "That depends on the condition." I said,
"And how much money?"
The rest is history. The rest is history. A week later, I was sitting in the plane to New York. Wow. And I was 20 years. I met the love of my life in New York, and we lived over 20 years in New York, and it was an amazing story. I mean, we had some other interesting stories that I can share with you that were challenging, like moving in the months in between. We went back to Germany. Our daughter was born in Germany, and then we came in September 2001. I got a new job in New York. My ex-boss called me, and what happened in September 2001, September 11,
oh my God.
Right in the months where we moved, the World Trade Center came down. So that shows you I had some quite challenging moments in my life. And my life taught me to never give up. Expect the unexpected. Anything, any moment, anything can happen. You never know. But keep your light up. Keep your strength up. And this is my message.
Oh, that's so beautiful, because I think what is striking about the conversation from both of you and throughout the pages of this entire book is that there's none of us that are exempt from from being up here to plummeting
Yeah.
to the bottom. There's not one of us. It's what we do about it. It truly is what we do
Yes.
about it.
Yes. And you can put your head in the sand, and you can lie in bed and be sorrow and wallow in your sorrow, but it doesn't bring you anything.
No,
It doesn't bring you anything. Move
no,
forward, step
Misery.
up. Yeah,
lots of
step up.
misery.
And that's why I'm so passionate about of helping people to step out of the ordinary into the extraordinary and really get that power going and live the happy life.
And serve as an impactful influencer in this world,
Yes,
and in
yes, yes.
whatever ways we show up in the world to make a difference. And I think that's at the real core of who all of us truly are inside. We like to know that we're making a difference for others.
Yes. And I
Right.
just wanted to share you something else because I sent, to my book launch team, I sent the story. And then 2 days ago, somebody wrote me an email back and said, Petra, this came just in the right moment because I was in an up and down situation and I didn't know what to do. And the first paragraph really grabbed me and help me to get over it. And I thank you so much. So it's wonderful that we are able with that book to share what is really close to our heart.
Very true.
Absolutely.
So
And for
you-
me, hard sharing the story and putting it out there publicly for any of those people I might have mentioned in the book to see. But if it touches just one person and gives them hope to fight through the trauma, the angst, the everything that's involved, and know that there's something better, it's worth it.
Well, it truly is. And I know I wrote my book some years ago. I had grown up in a highly abusive family, and it took me a long time to figure out how to rise above it. And when I wrote the book, I was like totally petrified that oh my gosh, I'm really sharing some very raw, vulnerable stuff. But the name of the book is The Woman I Love, and I had to learn to love myself, through that. And I said if I helped one person, but it has just expanded and expanded on what it did, but what it did for me also to be able to write. And so that's what I wanted to talk to you about, Lee, is you wrote your story. How did it impact you to write your story?
It gave me some validity for what I've been through I hadn't even thought of this before, but I had told people my story, different pieces of it. But I had never gone from way back early on to my current age and put it all together succinctly and had it be a message of hope and resilience. And it reminded me when I connected with Mighty Midget again, I had forgotten about Mighty Midget. It reminded me of what I've got deep within me, that I look forward and I say, yeah, it doesn't matter what's going to come. I know that mighty little girl is going to rock it. So it's really been healing. I mentioned a moment ago that it was kind of scary to put it out there publicly.
Yes.
And I think that is also part of what validates me, or validates my experiences, that it really is real if I'm putting it out there in the world. I'm not making it up. I'm not pretending in this other part of my mind.
Somebody's dog. It's just as likely going to be mine too. So I have birds and dogs. So Lee, do you feel that the mere act of it being able to write this story and to share it in the world has impacted you in a positive way?
Absolutely.
And how do you feel about the power of story? Why do we need to share our stories?
oh, for ourselves and for others, to let people know you're not alone in this. Someone else has gone through what you're maybe going through now, and you can make it. You can find something, some growth out of the trauma or the tragedy that you've been through. And I sit here now and feel myself sitting up a little straighter, feeling myself more courageous. And yeah.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. And for you, Petra?
So, can you repeat your questions again? I was so into Lee talking.
So, you know, there's the very act of putting it on paper and of writing a story has a big impact, because we have to go pretty deeply within.
Yes.
And so how did that impact you to be able to put pen to paper and really share a story so that it made sense for others to read?
Is the world coming down? I hear thunder.
I have jets flying over.
Jet plane. Okay. So let them pass. Let them pass. Yes. So yes, it impacted me deeply to relive and to rewrite the story because, as I mentioned, you know, we are all living in the ups and down phases, and that came up, and I wrote the story when I was in that down. And it reminded me, you know, you have been through so much, and you know, it pulled me up again. It lifted me up and said, you can do it, and you can step out, and you can go forward. Just, you know, like that's why I chose the quote. Just like moons and suns with certainty of tides, just like hope spring high, I still rise. So I still rise even when I'm in the deepest valley. And this is what really came very deep to my heart. And then I was so grateful also for the experiences in the past that were so difficult, because they brought me to where I am today. And I'm so grateful also to be able to share it with others, that others see, like Lee said, you are not alone. Absolutely. You are not alone. There are people that walk the walk and talk the talk and have experienced and have overcome challenges. And so I like to serve people and help them to overcome their challenges.
How beautiful. You know, I have worked with a lot of authors, and I have authors that come to me that are writing nonfiction books. And I crack open the manuscript and we have to tell story. Mm-hmm. Without the story behind it, we can give all the facts and figures, we can do all these things, but without the stories that are woven within those pages, we can't reach hearts. And that's what we're doing, right. Reaching hearts. Yeah.
Because we are still human. We are right. Human. We are not robots. And I don't know how far robots are with emotions, but definitely not where we are. And we only can touch people when we touch their hearts and touch their, oh, yes, I understand. And I really, it helps me to really read that sentence, read that paragraph, and the story where you can relate to, and that makes it so beautiful. There's no real book, even a math book should not be without a story.
How cool. One of the things that I teach when I work with my authors is about how when we can stand up and share our stories, we become advocates, we become way showers, we become truth tellers, and we become unifiers, because we can unite people to, you know, for just showing that there's a whole different way of looking at life, you know, right? And so when we come full circle, that is all of our hope as we take the time to be in different books, to write our own books, to stand up and teach courses, to speak on podcasts, to do all the things that we bring to the world, is just to be the most impactful influencer in the world that we possibly can be.
Yes. And we are born to be what we are. and to go there where we need to go. So we are born, like when you write a book, you are born to write a book. You're not writing a book when you're not born to write a book. So you get out there, you learn, you this is how I see it. I hope that I'm not overdoing it here.
You're not.
But I think it's our past. It's our past. We are teachers, we are healers, we are role models. And everything what we are going through in life is to show others. And everything what we overcome in life is to show others and help others that come behind us to grow and go their way as well. This is how I see it. And that's why the story is so important.
Very, very true.
You know what? You reminded me of a piece of my story. When I was a senior in high school, I had this vision of being a forest ranger. My aptitude test had come back saying that would be a great career for me, and I was on fire about it. I came home and told my mom, and she's, yeah, no, you'll never amount to anything more than a secretary. And I've done a lot of thinking on that over the years, and I think I know where my mom was coming from in her own pain and hurt. But to say now, with this book, I'm an international best-selling author. Like, whoa, whoever would have known?
Yeah.
And to sit in that and just say, yeah, I did it. Woohoo!
Yes,
You go,
I can
girl.
relate to that. I can relate to that.
Yeah, I think
I grew up as an ugly duckling. I was, chubby, very shy, thick glasses, and always in the shadow of my beautiful sister. So I know what you are talking about.
yeah, I think there's a lot of us that do know that story.
Yeah.
So, for those that are listening, that as this video is going live here, but it'll also be live or be available through all these channels that we're broadcasting this book launch through. Be sure and pick up a copy. That's what we hope you'll do. But also share with anybody that you know that you think that really could use the message of hope and inspiration, because the pages in this book are filled with pages of hope, inspirational stories that change their lives. And I want to honor both of you for having the courage to stand up and share your stories, and having the heart, even more so, having the heart to do so. So thank you so much, and enjoy this beautiful day. And just feel very blessed that I've been able to work with you as authors, and also, just as I work through the pages of a book to make it shine and make it beautiful, I look at it and I read these stories and I think, and I don't have a thing to complain about, because I'm so honored to be able to, because it's that constant boost that I get from reading the life stories of others. And it's that choice. We have a choice to thrive.
Wonderful. Yeah,
we do. And thank you so much for the opportunity to be a part of it.
It's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's an honor to be here with you, and let's rise and shine and continue to carry the light.
Very good. And thank you both for being here today.
Thank you for your invitation. Thank you.
Yes. Bye-bye.